speelde een fantastisch toernooi en schakelde deze middag Jeffrey de Zwaan uit. Dames en heren, uw applaus en laat u horen voor de Titan, Dirk van Duijvenbode. Zijn tegenstander uit Stockport, Engeland. Halve finalist in de World Championships en voormalig winnaar van de UK Open, The Asp, Nathan Aspinall.
Well, this is normally the point in time where the MC announces our new change of referee. Kirk Bevin's taking charge of this one. But aside from all the formality, this is the third quarter-final of the evening session. Two crackers to start things off. Michael Smith looking very, very strong indeed, averaging over 107 in his 6-1 defeat of Mervyn King. And just a short while ago, Peter Wright, the world champion, another statement of intent from him, 102.09 his average in a 6-4 win against Krzysztof Ratajski. There was a lot of respect for Ratajski in the aftermath of that one, as you might expect from Peter Wright, a very generous individual when it comes to that sort of thing. But I think he had a point. Ratajski made a real fist of that, and he was a real nuisance in the closing stages before Wright eventually got the job done. Anyway, I think this quarter-final could also deliver as well, because we have the UK Open champion from 2019, a man who will be defending that title in Minehead next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg is Nathan to throw first. Game on.
And as well as the UK Open champion Nathan Aspinall, we have a man making his first quarter-final appearance on the European Tour. Van Duijvenbode making his first final day appearance, but it's going beyond that. It's getting better and better. He's into the last 8, and he's got a shot at a place in the semi-finals against either Gerwyn Price or Mensur Suljovic, who meet in our final quarter-final of the evening. Aspinall, the number 10 seed against Van Duijvenbode. Paul Nicholson alongside me, Rob Malarkey, for this one.
Yeah, things are looking bright for Dirk right now. I've actually figured out what his walk-on song's all about.
Go on.
He's trying to extract information from his opponents by confining them to a box and putting them through that music, very much like the CIA would. Dirk, whatever you want to know, I'll tell you. Just make it stop.
140.
But he's not stopping, and this season could be his breakthrough season. But you have to say it right now, Aspinall seems to be warming to the rhythm of the European Tour.
I was just going to make the point. I mean, Van Duijvenbode into the quarterfinals for the first time.
82.
He is a man who's got no experience of a final day on the European Tour. It is a long day, and it can be quite tiring as well. and I think it's something that does come with experience. Now, last year, Nathan Aspinall made 3 quarter-finals and a semi-final on the European Tour. He knows he's got the big stage experience as well to go with it in abundance as he takes out that double 16 for a 1-0 lead. And I think that may well come to be a factor. There's a lot to be said for that, certainly. Although Van Duijvenbode might just get on with it and just enjoy it for what it is. It's another match. It's almost like a home crowd for him in many respects. Plenty of Dutch fans watching here in the arena in Hasselt.
Just going to pause what I was about to say.
You'd be wise to do that, Paul, because that's 5 perfect darts. And he tried to take out the 19, but he strayed away from that. We have gone close to a 9-dart leg this weekend. Twice. Yesterday with MVG, and then saw 8 perfect darts from him earlier today as well in his win over Steve West.
Yeah, we were both in Gibraltar back in September when Aspinall made the semis there, and he disposed of Van Gerwen that day. But it was that day that told me that Aspinall was warming to how you have to peak for certain moments within the European Tour weekend. And I think he's going to be a seed for a very, very long time.
Well, if you look at it, actually, before that defeat by Chizzy in the semis, he actually beat Wright and Van Gerwen, so he beat a former world champion and the future world champion.
77.
Well, he'll be hoping now that Aspinall can't find this 136.
Well, Nathan's more likely to hit this than probably anybody right now. He's had a 167 in this tournament so far.
46.
Not the best. We had a 170 from Ryan Searle. 20. But Dirk needs to start hitting doubles cleanly. And that is a lovely 13-dart hold.
Nathan to throw first.
Look at his face as well. He's having fun. And what you were mentioning earlier about getting up there and enjoying it, you can forget to do that if you think about where you're standing, what position you're in. You can't forget to have fun at what you do. And even though some of his walk-ons this weekend have been more subdued than usual, maybe that's a good thing, because you can reserve a little bit of energy.
He did seem to have rediscovered a little bit of vigour with that walk-on that he provided tonight, though. But we touched upon the prize money situation. £5,000 he's guaranteed now for making the quarterfinals. So he's almost earned this year as much as he earned in the whole of 2019. £14,500 last year in prize money. And even if he loses this match, he'll already be on £10,500 for the year so far. Now, that has got to do in the world of good. That has just got to give him so much confidence and so much freedom to just relax and just give things a go. When you are, I mean, Nathan Aspinall will tell you all about that. He has spoken extensively about the pressure he was under. He wasn't bringing prize money, and he was contemplating walking away from the game a little over a year ago. Of course, then he had this transformation, and Van Duijvenbode will take a lot from the experience of people like Nathan Aspinall. He is a great benchmark for that.
I think he is probably one of the most inspirational players in the game right now, as Dirk gets a very unfortunate way up.
I mean, I really enjoyed that interview that Aspinall did. He did it with Dan, actually, in a piece prior to one of the major tournaments, and he was really open about it. And you know, he wasn't afraid to just sort of admit that he had been struggling financially. He knew he had to make a decision for the benefit of himself and his family for the future. And it was a really measured, mature appraisal of where he was, both professionally and financially.
Can you imagine the game right now without him? I can't.
No, he is a mainstay now in the higher echelons of the game. And he's taken out that 92, leads 2-1. Everything is achieved in such a short space of time. He would be a big miss now if he wasn't here. I mean, obviously we wouldn't know it, but if he suddenly decided to call it a day now, he would be a huge absence. I don't think he will do that, by the way.
Well, touch wood. Let's hope we're seeing lots of Nathan for minimum a decade, I'll say, of heavy hitting and heavy scoring and lots of titles.
Well, he's only 28, Nathan Aspinall. He's 29 later this year, so he's got
96.
Plenty of time on his side as well to achieve all he wants to achieve. He's achieved plenty already. And the thing is, he's achieving, or he's started to achieve what he's achieved at around about the age that Van Duijvenbode is now.
Yeah, it's good age for a dart player. Late 20s, going in towards that 30 mark. I think that's the new accelerator point. Look at someone like Chris Dobie, Rob Cross, for instance. Very hot right now.
96.
It's funny as well, because we talk about often these European Tour events being a stepping stone to other things, but Aspinall seems to have done it the other way around. He's won a TV major, of course, the UK Open. He's won a World Series event. He's won a Pro Tour event as well. So this seems the next logical step, but in the wrong order, if you know what I mean.
Wow. I haven't seen anybody go for 75 that way for years.
Well,
oh, I think that's very cool.
He did go an unorthodox way earlier on today, didn't he, for something? I'm just trying to wrap my brains as to what that was. Against Jeffrey Duijvenbode. I'll just check my notes quickly.
Well, he had 125 there.
Yeah, it was the 1-2-1 checkout. He went 54 bull, didn't he, after the single 17?
Yeah, he went for the 51 to take off the 1, 20 bull, but if you get the single, it's 54 bull. But there he gets the centre point, he hits the button, and then after that he's got a choice. 51 for double 12. He can go 25 bull if he wants the heroic shot, but 39-36, he's just opened people up to a new idea.
100.
Well, another thing as well about Dirk and Nathan, for that matter, is that they both have minimum 5,000 on their European Tour order merit. That's a really good start to position themselves for Dortmund.
You're virtually halfway there, then, aren't you? I mean, that's a big thing for Van Duijvenbode. So in effect, that will guarantee him another first-round prize money. What, £5,000 in that as well? So there's another chunk of cash for him to look forward to later in the year.
Well,
assuming he gets there, I think he will.
I'll say at this point, I know it was 12,000 last year with Michael Smith at 32, but I would say at 5,000, you're a third of the way there to be safe.
Yeah.
91.
Don't want to be thinking about that one event into 13, though. You want to be thinking about potentially winning this game and the title. And the title will take care of ever so much more.
Nathan Uruguay, 82.
Well, this could be the year when things just start to happen for Van Duijvenbode. Things start to open up. Double 16 here for Aspinall after that bullseye. Yeah, beautifully played. Right in the top bed.
Take leg is Dirk to throw first.
And you heard the reaction from Nathan there as well. That was clearly a big deal for him, because he knows he's under a bit of pressure here. And the pressure just keeps on coming from Van Duijvenbode. Look at that. Second 180 of the match. But again, it's come at a good time, just putting Aspinall back in his box for a moment or two. But Aspinall is climbing out of the box here with a 177 of his own.
I was just about to say, Rob, there's nothing more dangerous in sport than someone who fancies it. And Dirk fancies it right now. But Aspinall, with experience
93.
and guile, just get the feeling he is resistant enough to fend off Dirk.
Oh, here we go.
Surely. Oh, he's short. He can't be short on dart 6.
Well, I talked about Aspinall climbing out of his box. It was more like the snake uncoiling out of the basket, wasn't it, really, more than anything, because there was just a little spring in the step for Nathan Aspinall there. But he's in control, importantly, on the Van Duijvenbode throw, and he's stolen the darts as well after that slightly sluggish visit by Van Duijvenbode. And he's in the red stuff once again for
136.
Another attempt to leave himself a decent setup.
I don't care who you are when it comes to world-class dart playing, but you are very tempted to leave double 2 there. But sensibly, he didn't. And he's coming back for a double, which he's hit twice already. Make that 3.
That was almost in exactly the same spot, wasn't it, as in the previous leg. Almost landing in the hole that was left on the impression.
I was wrong. No, I was right, actually. 4 out of 5.
60.
Talk about the best double top hitters and the best double 18 hitters in the world. Well, right now, there aren't many better at double 16 than Nathan. I will say that.
40.
Has he broken Van Duijvenbode in more ways than one? You can see him in the back just saying, lift it, come on. He's going to have to dig deep now, because he's up against
59.
someone of similar age, similar energy, but more experience in this spot. You can see the leg breakdowns, the average breakdowns, but there, the energy comes from Dirk.
And the Dutch contingent, the support crew, enjoying that moment as well. But Aspinall again, look at this.
140.
Well, he's really enjoying this game, Aspinall. It's just exactly the sort of encounter that he likes. Because Van Duijvenbode is bringing out the best in him, and he's going the right way about it himself if he wants to claw his way back onto parity here with another break.
I don't think anybody this weekend has hit back-to-back 180s more than Dirk.
140.
When he's hot, he is white hot. He's got to hit this. Because Aspinall can pounce now.
69.
Having the advantage of throw here,
102.
in response to the 280s, might be in vain.
Went for the treble 14 lead tops off target.
32.
And Van Duijvenbode, well, this is the sort of opportunity that he simply cannot afford to pass up if he wants to force his way back into this one. Double eights.
Yes, on the center flag.
Calm as you like. I've been really impressed with his composure once again. He's showing no sign of nerves, and let's face it, he's not a shrinking violet, is he? But I'm sure he came onto stage with a few butterflies in his stomach, but he's playing really confidently at times. And even when he was on the back foot there, 4-2 down, he had the gumption to come back and find the break once again.
Yeah, he's definitely playing more Titan than Titanic. But Aspinall back in that lipstick.
120.
Third dart has plagued him a little bit. He's had a couple of shots that come up short. That one was not short, but it's shellacked into that flight and gone on the floor.
That's 60 points on the floor, isn't it? Maybe hard to tell with the deviation, but anyway, here we go. 3-8-1 now. Yeah, excellent. Back on track with 2 trebles anyway. But Van Duijvenbode knows he can't afford to let up. And he's not letting up.
Boy, that was risky. He was on 268, hits a ton, he leaves 168.
Yeah.
I don't think he knew where he stood, because Dirk doesn't make those kind of mistakes usually.
128.
But maybe, just maybe, I mean, he could have switched, but just has a lot of confidence in his shot-making ability in this one, I think. Risky it was, though.
56.
Now
went for the treble to leave double 18.
The break-back opportunity for Aspinall.
Yeah, it's there, isn't it? And he's got the treble 19, 50 away, 18 for double 16 for 5-3. And that's uncharacteristic. He's been pretty lethal on double 16, not only today, but all weekend and all year.
2 shots at 6s. Perfect guide. He's level. It's 4 apiece, as they say in the northeast.
Didn't he use that first dart well, though? You just saw it brush alongside it, just nestled it in, and he used it really effectively. What a response that is.
Yeah, that dart was the equivalent of my sister's driving. It was a get-out-of-the-way shot.
140.
I'll tell you said that, Paul.
Why do you think I said it from about 2,000 miles away? Oh, he's having a brilliant game as Dirk here, and Aspinall knows that he's coming from. Aspinall's not doing anything wrong here, apart from missing the odd shot.
Well, that's staggering. We've had 5 180s in this match, and Aspinall hasn't thrown one of them.
Whatever happens, Dirk is going to be loving the way he's responded to the deficit.
Look of disgust on the face after that second dart by Van. He's setting himself really high standards tonight.
He knows he can play well with this amount of energy. This is what he lives for. He just hasn't had the vehicle before. He's probably more comfortable playing in this environment in a quarter-final than on the floor.
Yeah, and you can just see him. He wanted to get on with that and get back on the oche ASAP. He was prowling around like a caged lion at the back of the stage, just waiting his turn. 2-2-1. Need to treble here.
57.
Now then, has that just stopped him in his tracks? He is down to a finish first, but it's a big one.
Oh yeah, good adjustment.
100.
Quite surprised he didn't go for 18s on that last dart. Could we be in for a blockbuster? It's a really good use of the board. I thought he might stay on the 54 there. And try and nestle another one in. 2 at 19s. Oh, that's immense from Aspinall. One of the hardest 90-yard checkouts you can have. And after Dirk had a little sprint against him, he showed his own little bit of steel.
Yeah, my word, this is fast emerging as a really strong candidate for match of the weekend so far. I mean, the average is sky high, 104.4 for Nathan Aspinall. Van Duijvenbode well over a ton as well. His finishing, and indeed Aspinall's finishing, has been even better. When he's got the opportunities, he's not missing many. Only 2 darts at a double have been passed up by Nathan Aspinall, and that is its own warning sign for Van Duijvenbode. He knows that he can't afford really to give Aspinall too many opportunities. So much so that, I mean, that missed dart at double 16 was a genuine surprise. Such are the standards Aspinall has set so far this evening.
34.
And we talked about the cover shooting on 19s by Ratajski. Van Duijvenbode also doing that particular thing very well also.
100.
Aspinall tunning down. A dart, make that 2 darts in front now, Dirk. Make that 3, don't stay there.
No, he's moved.
Wonderful.
Wonderful play.
71.
Sensible to stay away from that one and then to find the treble 17 to leave a 2 dart combination for a potential 11 dart holder throw to force a decider.
58.
Disappointing from Aspinall. Maybe accepting that this one is going to go the distance. Double 8s.
80.
He will be back.
Well, I think he threw that double 8 shot a bit hopeful. He's going to have to hit it this time.
140.
Can't afford to get shaky. And doesn't. We are going all the way. 10 legs in. 10 legs of brilliance.
Look at that. I mean, there was nothing wrong with that at all. There was no doubt about that. It was hit with purpose and it landed dead centre in that double 8 bed.
96.
5 all. Brilliant stuff from these two. And I think whatever happens, this is the weekend that Dirk Van Duijvenbode has really come of age.
58.
His box office is what he is. There was a couple of years ago a lot of chatter about people's celebrations and things, but I want to know how these guys feel when they hit shots. You got 2 guys who tell us how they feel, and this is the kind of game I want to watch every day of the week.
Because they just clearly, I mean, these two just clearly both care so much about this. They're putting everything on the line.
Even Nathan Aspinall's mates are getting something out of Dirk here. He's entertaining. Can Aspinall get it done? Oh, he can't leave the 170 though.
Wow. Well, that's a huge slip up, and that might just give Van Duijvenbode a little bit of encouragement when perhaps he was just beginning to feel a bit despondent. Wow. And he's certainly building on it, isn't he? That's how you do it.
He can't possibly do a Nathan to Nathan, can he?
Don't rule out anything in this. It's been such a high caliber, high octane encounter. What's going on here? Great recovery with the final dart, but he needed that. My word, did he need that.
How big will that treble 20 be in about 15 seconds? Watch out. It's the ball! Oh, the line was good, and he just over pitches it by about 4 millimetres. And Aspinall, after that wonderful last dart 60, will have maybe 1 shot for the match.
And that treble 20 could prove very, very significant indeed.
38-40. That'll be his target. He's gone for the 54. And now it's down to Dirk.
75.
He was edgy with the final double against Duijvenbode. How edgy is he now? This, Dirk, is for the semis.
Van Duijvenbode, the first to get match darts. Oh, just. Double 8 again for Dirk Van Duijvenbode. And it brings to an end a tumultuous encounter. 102.94 against 103.75. Both players take a bow. An absolute classic on the European Tour. And it ends with Dirk Van Duijvenbode keeping the dream alive and advancing to a first ever European Tour semi-final. What a 2020 it has been for the young Dutchman so far. The UK Open champion is beaten. He can now focus on defending his title in Minehead next weekend. But for now, Dirk Van Duijvenbode can get ready for a semi-final here in Belgium against either Gerwin Price or Mensur Sulevic. And just look what it means. Brilliant, brilliant darts. Van Duijvenbode through 6-5.
Dames en heren, Dirk van Duijvenbode! Oh, Dirk. Je bent er graag in Hasselt, denk ik. Hè? Want ik vroeg je, wat geeft de rest van het toernooi? Ik vroeg je vrijdag, wat gaat de rest van het toernooi brengen voor jou? Want Ian White wachtte. En je zei, ik denk dat ik op mijn kloten ga krijgen. En nu sta je hier in de halve finale. Met geweldige darts. En de ijzer na die boel, dat was mooi geweest, maar je maakt het toch lekker af. En ik zag je na 2 legs jezelf opvreten op de achtergrond. En dan haal je zo'n geweldig spel boven. Waar komt dat van?
Geen commentaar.
Ja.
Ik heb echt geen idee. Dus, ik was zenuwachtig en ik wist, Nathan Aspinall is zo goed en wij kennen elkaar van de jeugd. We hebben altijd zware wedstrijden gehad en ja, we stonden een beetje 50-50 in de winst. Maar hij doet nu Premier League alles en ik zit zo ver achter hem. En ik denk van ja, ik weet dat ik van hem kan winnen, maar hij is eigenlijk veel beter dan mij. En ja, de support, dat sleep je erheen. Want in de laatste leg, ik dacht eigenlijk, dat ga je niet meer winnen. En come on, direct. Nou ja, en dat laat je dan even die trippels gooien. En ja, ik was zo zenuwachtig, maar ik tikte hem uit. Ik ben zo blij, zoveel supporters hier. Daar houden we van.
Dames en heren, we gaan gewoon afronden. Dirk van Duijvenbode! Dames en heren, loopt niet weg. Dirk speelt straks in de halve finale. En dadelijk de laatste kwartfinale hier in Hasselt. En dan weten we de 4 halve finalisten. Dames en heren, tot zo.